Hello, medieval history students. I would like you to take a look at this image here. What you are looking at is the most current mode of transportation at the time. You are looking at the camel caravan. Yes, today we are talking about early Islamic trade and commerce. And you kind of already know a bit about this when we talked about the Silk Roads. Remember the different trade routes that we talked about? Well, it ties in with this, but we're going to focus more on the Muslims. Remember, Muslims are people who practice Islam, and we're going to talk about how they traded. And so I wanted to show you here, how did these merchants or traders trade their goods over land during the early Islamic Empire? Well, they would travel by camel caravans, like in this picture. A caravan means they traveled in groups. Camels were the perfect form of transportation over deserts. Remember, deserts are very dry, arid places. But camels were perfect for this because they can go for days without water and could carry large loads. So there you have it. That's your most current form of transportation during this time period. Okay, so as I said, we're looking at early Islamic trade and commerce. Commerce just means, making money. Okay, so I can explain the role Islamic trade and commerce played in connecting Afro-Eurasia. All right, so let me just zoom this out a little bit. All right, so what are you doing in this lesson? Well, you have the typical playlist here, the read, watch, and do. I would like you to learn more about the important role commerce and trade played in the early Islamic Empire by reading this Duxter's article. So here it is. It's on trade and commerce. Talks all about the money that they used. You're going to learn here about the dinar and what they traded, the trade routes. Look, you see I mentioned again the Silk Road that they used, the caravans. There's where I got the picture. And how it spread Islam. And so it's pretty short reading, and there is the quiz that you will take later. And then I have here your summit checkpoint discusses Cairo this week, which was a key trading city. So therefore, I also want you to read this Duxter's article on the important cities in the Islamic world. It talks about Mecca, Medina, which is Saudi Arabia today, Damascus, which is Syria, Baghdad, which is Iraq, Cairo, which is what your summit checkpoint focuses on, which is present-day Egypt. All right, so, and then you're going to read this one as well. So you have two Duxter's pages to read. Then I want you to watch this Khan Academy video to learn more about the spread of Islamic culture. This gives you a really nice overview of how Islam spread. And it's really going to spread through these trade routes. Then I want you to do these flashcards on Quizlet, just to review some of these important terms. Like there you see caravan. And then here is where I want to see what you learned. So in a couple sentences here, or in a paragraph, how did trade and commerce in the early Islamic Empire help create interconnectedness in Afro-Eurasia? Okay, remember Afro-Eurasia, we already talked about this before, but that's Africa, Europe, and Asia, that whole area together. So how did it bring people together? Then you're going to take the Duxter's quiz, which I already showed you from that first Duxter's article. It was at the bottom. You're going to take that quiz to assess what you've learned. So all of this is meant to help you complete the summit checkpoint. So the summit checkpoint is on Cairo as a trade city and interconnectedness. And you're going to be assessed on argumentative claim, selection of evidence, and explanation of evidence. And then when you're all done, you know the drill, do the self-assessment and answer this reflection question at the end. And I just want to show you where we're at right now. So Islam and interconnectedness. And you should have already done, let's see, these first 4 checkpoints. Remember, one is always my lesson with a summit checkpoint. So now for this week, you're going to be working on Cairo as a trade city and interconnectedness, along with this lesson I just explained of mine. And let me click on that. Okay. Yes, so here this is what you're going to want to read. You're going to want to click on Introduction to Cairo as a Trade City. There's a graphic organizer, and then you're also going to want to do your document set. As always, you're always going to get everything from your document set. And then there are 2 workshops here. There's a explanation of evidence workshop I think is really good for you, and here's some workshop notes. I think that would be really good because that will help you with your writing on, what do we mean all the time when we're saying explain your evidence. So I really suggest you just scroll through these slides here on what this is all about. Okay, so I would recommend that. And I just want to show you these documents. So, how did Cairo's status as a trade city help increase interconnectedness of bringing together people across Afro-Eurasia? So I'll let you read through all this, but so these are some key documents, and you might want to blow this up. You know how to increase your size of your screen, right? So that's what I would do if I was reading all these. So you're just going to go through here. Same drill as pretty much every week, right? Look at the images. So this one's a very visual one, which is nice. A lot of pictures. So anyways, you're going to want to do that and go through the readings to learn more about Cairo, this trade city from this time period. And, how did it bring, ultimately what we want to know is how did it bring people together? So this is the checkpoint. How did Cairo's status as a trade city help increase interconnectedness across Afro-Eurasia? And you're going to want to answer that in a paragraph with a strong topic sentence, at least 2 pieces of evidence with explanations. All right, if you have any questions as you're working on this week, please let me know. Have a great week.